All right, cool. John here. Got myself a DJI Ronin 4D, and I'm real stoked about it. It has been hard finding any info online about the 4D, whether it's Facebook, DJI forums, but there's no place where all that information is. So we're gonna do it here. I've wanted to know not only the latitude of the 6K, but also what are my alternate battery solutions for this thing? Can I use Vmounts? Does it even work? Keep in mind, this is all just for my own personal information, as I don't know any of these answers. For the sake of conversation, this is the Blazar Remus 65 on there. I think it's cool. So to incorporate third-party batteries, you also need a third-party attachment. Alvin's cables is a good way to make that happen. They have a new extended version for operability with the XLR adapter. Why might someone consider the Vmount option? Well, DJI TB50 batteries are extremely difficult to come across. And not only that, the more I'm looking for them online, the more reviews say how bad they are. Whether it's swelling, lack of availability, we need those batteries to operate the Ronin. So I'm testing the viability of other options. So just from powering on the unit and running it in the 4D mode, the TB50s last about an hour and 50 minutes versus the Vmount battery, which lasted roughly 4 hours. Do note that the Vmount has a maximum output of 16.1 volts versus the TB50, which is upwards to 23. The 155 watt-hour batteries are the bare minimum for what you can power the Ronin 4D with. If you run the 90 or less watt-hour batteries, your camera will scream at you. Don't do it. It's the equivalent of the red rings of death on an Xbox 360. Just don't. Is this a good enough test? Probably not, which is why I went outside. All right, so we're gonna run around down the street, whether or not this actually works with the Vmounts. So I'm just gonna kind of stomp around and go this way. So far I've got 16.1 volts coming out of the Vmount right now. As time goes on, that number drops. So we're gonna run around, run straight. I'm gonna be a little bit rude to this guy and see how this thing holds up. All right, considering I've already done this twice and didn't record, let's do this one more time. And I am running. Whew. Well, we'll see how stabilization looks on this. Is there more demand on the motors? Probably. Is it a bad thing? Maybe. Well, we gotta test. We gotta figure it out. I spoke to a DJI representative before I even did any of these tests, and it does work. Nobody can recommend me doing it, however. Take that with a grain of salt. Latitude tests show exactly how much I can push an image in an environment where you're susceptible to changing exposures, whether you're going outdoor to indoor and vice versa, and you want to shoot something all on one take for whatever reason without switching NDs. Knowing how much I can push it means I can be lazier. Huge plug besides the one behind me. Blaine Westrop did this one. I don't know. I don't know what to say. All we're going to change is the shutter speed so we can keep the colors all the same. 1 stop over, 2 stops over, 3 stops over, 4 stops over, 5 stops over, 6 stops over, 1 stop under, 2 stops under, 3 stops under, 4 stops under, 5 stops under. Lastly, I'm going to test to see if there's any real color cast in the ND filters. This is 9 stops. We're at 8 now. We're at 7 now. We're at 6. We're at 5. We're at 4. 3, 2. This is at 1. And clear. All right, and before I let you go, if you want to change shutter speed to shutter angle, press and hold shutter speed button. Change the shutter unit over to angle, confirm it. Another thing too, when you see all this, and sometimes if you want to get rid of it, or if you notice it's been all removed for whatever reason, press and hold the playback button. It goes away. Press it again to bring it back. See you in the next one. Cheers.